Thank you for joining us here on Earn the Right, your audio platform for building reputation-based authority. What we're all about is turning credibility into recognition and recognition into opportunity. This show is for credible founders, professional experts and solo practice owners who have earned their stripes and are ready to amplify their voice. The podcast is made up of 4 different tracks. Now, they're different tracks, but they are all interrelated. Today's track is Pocket PR Essentials. And these are short, sharp coaching sessions around building visibility and recognition in the marketplace without the hype. Think of Pocket PR Essentials as your audio playbook for mastering PR, content and digital communications in a way that's strategic, sustainable and respectful. So let's get into this particular track, Pocket PR Essentials. Pocket PR Essentials, episode number 4, Unpacking Public Relations, Busting Myths and Why It Matters. This is a big, hairy, audacious topic, and I'm going to endeavour to keep it short and give you all the information you need to know without the fluff. So wish me luck. Okay, PR is a weapon, but only if you understand how to harness its power for the benefit of your business. I'm going to get down to basics in a tick. I spend this episode unpacking the concept of public relations, and I'll discuss what it really is and why it's important for solopreneurs and owners of all size businesses to understand the crucial role it plays in the overall marketing mix. Now, the spoiler alert, if your view of PR has been influenced by Hollywood and the media generally, then I'd be getting ready to start rethinking things. Okay, this will become apparent. In future episodes, I'm going to be looking at a few more things around the building in terms of the building blocks of PR and, when it comes to owned media, earned media, social media. And I'll also talk through what I call my marketing communications pyramid and where PR fits in all that. So there's going to be a lot that drops out of this. So if you think, he's pulled up a bit short, I'm only doing that to keep this as brief as possible, knowing that we're going to uncover and unpack a lot of other stuff in future episodes. So until then, let's kick off your PR journey right here, right now, so you can learn to become your own PR machine. We'll kick off with a definition of public relations. I'm going to give you an academic one first, and then I'm going to give you my streetwise Trevor Young version, and you'll see the difference. But, again, part of this is to unpack what it all is to give you a good feel for it. So, public relations really isn't an easy thing to define. In fact, if you go back more than 10 years ago, 2012, I think it was, the Public Relations Society of America, they wanted to update their definition of what public relations was, given that the world had changed a little bit and they wanted to stay up to date. Funny thing is, the world's changed a heck of a lot since then, but let's keep to back to 2012. So they went out to their members and they accepted a few thousand submissions before finally agreeing on one definition. Here we go. What is public relations according to the PR Society of America? Public relations is a strategic communication process that builds mutually beneficial relationships between organizations and their publics. In other words, people. That is true. That's what it is. It's as boring as batshit, and seriously, it probably hasn't helped you at all. But I just wanted to use that as a counterpoint to the way I look at things after being in this industry for 30 years and really spending a lot of time studying all the aspects of what constitutes PR today. My definition is PR is all about deepening the level of connection you have with the people who matter most to the success of your business, or your cause or your issue, if that's your end game. For example, you're a non-profit or you run a social venture. PR is all about building bridges between your brand, your business, and the key target audiences that you identify as being important to your success. So we're thinking building bridges here. Open and sustained communications is how these bridges are built. Relationships are developed, connection is deepened, advocates and supporters and enthusiasts of who you are and what you do, they're nurtured, positive word of mouth comes into play, reputation is forged, influence is gained. You get the picture. You're probably doing all of these sorts of things all over the place anyway. These are, no doubt you've got positive word of mouth for your business. Your reputation is being forged all the time because you're out there doing a good job. If you've got good products, people will talk about you. Whether you're gaining influence is another matter, but you no doubt are building relationships with people. You get the picture again. But the question is, are you approaching this task, your sustained PR efforts, with enthusiasm, purpose, strategic intent? Is there any clarity around what you're doing, or are you just doing stuff? And I think you'll find you're just doing stuff, because pretty much every business I've ever worked with over 30 years is in that boat. And because of that, they're in that boat because they don't understand what PR is, and they don't understand what PR is because why should you? For starters, you didn't go and study it, but you also watch TV and listen to the media and watch movies of Hollywood PR people, and their depictions of what PR is completely wrong. So that is the reason. So let's go a little bit deeper. I want to strip things back a little bit. If we look at relationships and reputation, they're key. Relationships and reputation are really key for businesses in order to get results. What are the results that you're after to drive your business forward? Now, to get sustained results, we need to always be reaching out to new audiences and growing relationships and reputation with new people all the time. Yes, we've got our existing customers and our partners, and we've got prospective clients and customers, but we need to reach out and keep getting fresh new audiences if we want to grow. There are some companies and businesses out there who don't want to grow too much, and they're just happy with the small circle of people. Maybe it's a geographic location, and they're happy with that, and they don't really need to grow too much. But as a rule, most businesses want to grow or at least be sustainable, and they need to reach new audiences. So the question then becomes, how can we continue to forge these relationships as well as build our reputation with growing numbers of people? We have to reach out to and engage with new audiences all the time, but we've got to do it in a way that's respectful and sustainable, with a focus on attracting attention of these people for all the right reasons. Now, what are some of the right reasons? Well, this can come about through delivering value through multimedia content. It could be telling relevant stories that are of interest to others. It could be provoking thought. It could be sparking conversation. It could be engaging in public discussions on relevant but hot-button issues. It could be facilitating debates and educational forums for our audience. And it could be shining the spotlight on others in your network and community. And that's really, really important, because I know a lot of businesses, when you're running a business, you become so besotted with your business, your brand, your products, your services, that you make it all about you. And that's what advertising's about. That's largely what marketing's about. PR's less about that. And it's more about the community, the network, the village of support out there for your business. So shining the spotlight on others in your network and community plays a role in a PR remit. But we want to do all of these things with a view to exposing your brand, your stories, your ideas, your product service offering, your expertise and knowledge to new prospective clients and influencers. Don't forget the people who influence them. So when you're doing this, what we're doing is growing our audience, and then deepening the level of connection you have with that audience is where the rubber starts hitting the road. So the previous episode, we talked about the importance of developing and nurturing and building your own audience as an antidote to spending money on advertising and fighting the algorithms all the time. So this is where we're starting to, just cut things a little bit deeper. Over time, if you can bring people to your website and your premises or your office or whatever it is, and your owned media properties, and we're going to get deep into owned media in coming episodes, if you can encourage them to opt into your email list, so at least you can continue to communicate with them, then you're building an asset that will pay dividends for your business over the long term. Basically, we want to grow this audience. If we can do it through email, fantastic. If they're subscribing to our videos on YouTube or our podcasts, that's good too. But we want to be able to reach new people, develop this rapport with people, continue to build relationships with these people, to continue to forge our reputation with these people, and have them part of our world, bring them into our orbit, but hopefully keep them there so you're on their radar. At the very least, the key, this is PR in a nutshell, the very least, the key is to ensure that your personal or business brand continues to become well-known, liked, respected in the marketplace, trusted, as well as top of mind with your target audience and talked about in a positive way. These are all forerunners to commercial success. These are the things we need to be thinking of doing, but doing it in a way that's genuine, that's sustainable, and, respectful for the audience. This is what we should be striving for as business owners and leaders. And this is public relations. When it's implemented intentionally with enthusiasm and authenticity over the long time, that's what's going to get you there. Now, nowhere have I said that PR is all about generating media coverage, getting ink, as they used to call it. It's not. But that's probably what you potentially, certainly a lot of people in business and government, and certainly the media, think PR is. And this is what we hear from the media a lot, because the media only see PR people in two lights. One is that they're being pitched by PR people to get editorial exposure, to get them quoted in a newspaper, or they're pitching a press release or a story idea or an interview opportunity if you're on radio or TV or whatever. That's what they see, and PR people do that. But it's only one small part of the PR pie these days. And they also see PR people as those who come in and they, when a company is in trouble for whatever reason, there's an issue's blown up, or for whatever reason the business is subject to public outcry, then the PR people are in there spinning the message to limit the damage to that company or organisation. And that happens as well, of course. But again, that's not all of what PR does. But if you sort of went out and asked, 50 people in the street what PR is, they'd probably look at crisis management and publicity, media publicity. And we'll cover those, and those things are important, but they're probably, 30%, if not less, of the PR remit today. And so I just wanted to highlight that, because we need to knock that myth on the head. We need to bowl that out of the way so we can open our mind to all the goodness and the great things that a really smart public relations program can do for your business.